guys, it's Pure Venom here, going to be bringing you a video on the Surface Pro accessories. Now, I have been talking about this for a while, and the big thing is that I have been really working on getting you guys the best footage possible. So I hope you guys do enjoy the video. So let's get right into it. So one of the ones that I typically use every day and all day, and that's because I have a full-size keyboard and mouse that I normally hook up to my Surface, is the docking station here. So with the docking station, the nice thing about it is you do get your USB 3s and also your USB 2s. So if you need to plug in your keyboards and mice, that's not a problem. Also, you do get the gigabit Ethernet. That's going to be the 10, 100, 1000 headphone, microphone, and also your charging port. You do also get the another USB 3. This is the magnet where you will be able to hold the charger. And of course, this is for the Surface Pro 3, so this one will just slide in and out. You can use the Surface Pro 4, but Microsoft does say that you do need the shim. So that's one of the big things I do like everybody know. If you do still have one of these, it still will work with the Pro 4 with no problem. Wow, that thing is really dusty, by the way. But the nice thing about it is that I do get the video out, so I push it to my 4K display Dell that I have. Also, I did just get a new 27-inch gaming G-Sync from Dell. So I also run the other display port that's on the Surface itself right to that, right using the display port cable on that also. So that's pretty much the dock in the nutshell. I really do enjoy it. Puts it at a perfect angle for me to look at and view. Also allows me to charge the devices while I'm working on it. Now, of course, everybody's going to say, well, why did you spend so much money on a docking station when there's third-party ones that just go plug right into the USB? Because if I'm going to be willing to spend about $100, it's totally worth spending the other $150 to $200, another $100 to $50 to get one of these guys. That's my bad on the pricing there. Because it does give you all that functionality. Also will let you charge the device itself. Now, the next device that I typically use on a day-to-day basis is this little guy right here. So what this is literally all it is it protects your Surface charger. So the cool thing is that we actually 3D printed a handful of these at work just so we could test them out and see how it is. I can't remember the guy who actually 3D modeled this, but I will put his information down in the description below just so you guys know where to get this. I know we got it off Thingiverse. But it's actually a really cool little thing. All you do is you just slide your little cable in, and then it protects your cable from breaking and things like that. The guy was really smart because he also even showed that you can get the LED indicator light to show that it's charging, or if you saw that it was red, the big thing is it lets you know that, oh, well, I'm not charging and that's not good, so I have to go get another charger. But that's one of the cool ones that I also use on a day-to-day basis. Now, you can get this in any color, of course, as long as you have the filament to do that with. At work, all we had was yellow, so we wanted to take a look and see how good this was, so we weren't going to be taking out any other one. But this stuff really does do a really good job if you sand it down and also spray paint it. I've done a few other things that we've done with our 3D printer. So let me put that down there so it doesn't fall all over the place. Stay. So also, these are going to be a couple of the adapters that I actually use on a day-to-day basis. Now, this guy here, the one that's in the silver by I believe it's bidul or biduls, something along those lines. That's what these two adapters are here. Now, the silver one, the Surface Pro 3, actually has its own. Same thing with the Surface Pro 4. I thought the placement was all the same, and it really isn't. I was actually trying the Surface Pro 4 on my Pro 3 just to see if it worked. But the mini display port, I guess they raised up just a little bit. So it's not as user-friendly if you don't look at the packaging right. This one is for the Pro 3, so what this allows me to do is when I'm on the go, when I actually was at my internship for my clients, I was able to get 2 USB ports, also gigabit Ethernet, so if I needed to do anything on their network, I was able to. Also, if I needed to hook up to a display to make sure that it was working properly, I did get a mini display port. Now, of course, I do need an adapter. Of course, I carry those on me at all times. Now, yes, it's not going to be in the review because it's a mini display port to HDMI or VGA adapter. Big whoop, they're like $10, $20. But these guys here, They actually work really well. They are a simple plug-and-play feature. They don't require anything. Same thing with this guy here. I actually use this for my card reader. So when I need to pull video off my phone or off my camera that we have, things along those lines. It makes my life really easy. Also, you get those 2 USB ports again. But that's what these guys are. Bidul is actually a really good manufacturer. I will also be linking these down in the description below where you can get these. I got these at my work at Micro Center. Now, you can get those on Amazon and also a few other websites. I'm not exactly sure if you can get them from Newegg and things like that. I would expect so. Also, my USB hub that I typically use if I need more than just 2 USBs, it's the PureX USB 3 hub. So you get three on one side, one on the very last side here. Now, the cool thing is that it will take up to three flash drives with no problem, with also a USB mouse on there. If you do have a mechanical spinning hard drive, it will also take that with 2 other flash drives. So typically I'm able to max out the USB 3 bus for power on the Surface Pro. Now, there are ways of getting more juice out of it if you do plug it up to the actual AC outlet, but really it's not that much more, and it doesn't let you get the 4th adapter to work anyways. So that's just something that you guys can know. But this is one of the ones I recommend. I think it's like 10-20 bucks at my work. And like I say, I work at Micro Center, so this is where a lot of this stuff came from. There's only a few things that actually came from Amazon and Microsoft directly, so I will be also letting you guys know where I did get those. Now, of course, this was before I bought the actual Ethernet USB and DisplayPort hub. Now, I do have the Microsoft official gigabit adapter. Now, the cool thing is that if I do ever have any issues with actual, adapters like these, I can just go right back to this guy and say, well, this is tried and true. Microsoft, yes, you did charge me a boatload of money for it, but it works really well. I really haven't had any complaints. Windows finds the driver for it, and it works extremely well. I've been very pleased with this guy, and I would totally say it's definitely worth a buy. Even though it is Microsoft branded and it is, a little overpriced for gigabit adapters, but I do recommend it. It's definitely something I always use on a daily basis. If I feel like I don't want to go grab this guy, of course, plug it in, and then, make sure that I unplug it because it's so big. These guys here, it's literally plug in, plug out, and I'm done. So it makes my life really simple and easy. Now, we're going to be talking about some wireless solutions. Next, we'll also talk about my Surface case that I typically use. So the case or I should say, the keyboard that I typically use on the go if I need something that's Bluetooth is actually the Microsoft foldable case. It's got extremely good battery life. Also, I can link it up with my Android or an iPhone. Typically, I'm not using the Apple devices. So the big thing is that it doesn't matter to me to begin with. But the Android and Windows devices, it does help. And now the key placement's a little weird because, of course, it folds. But the big thing is that over time, it does work. You just got to get your hands used to it. I could typically keep fat fingering, the B and the G every so often, and that's because I'm used to it being closer together. But at the end of the day, I do enjoy the keyboard. It's very nice, very thin. You can fit it actually in a pocket. Magnetically closes up. Little charging ports right here. These guys, the last time I looked, these guys were going for about $79, $89. But they're really nice keyboards, especially if you want something off from the Surface, so you're not using the type cover directly. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the type cover because we all know that's the most important accessory out of the group because it is a screen protector and also a keyboard if you do want to use it. But this is the one that I use when I'm on the go and I don't feel like grabbing my Surface keyboard. I throw this in the little sleeve that I have for it, and I'm off to the races and I'm good to go. Also, the mouse that I use is the MX Master. So it is a dark field sensor from Logitech, so it will work on glass. Well, in theory, it should work on water, but I don't recommend trying that. At least that's what Logitech does say, that It works on any reflective surface or anything that can physically blow, you can see through. But you do get your left and right click. Also, you do get your scroll wheel with hyper scroll. Now, if I turn the mouse on, it will actually let me use that hyper scrolling, and you can hear that nice click that lets me know that the actual mouse is on, and also lets me know how the scroll wheel works. You do get your side buttons here, back and forward. Also, you are going to get your scroll wheel. And also, a lot of people don't know, but you do get a thumb button right down there, as you guys can see. Now, I will be getting a review done on this guy shortly. Same thing with my MX mouse and with my other two Logitech mice that I do have. But you do get that scroll wheel for side scrolling. I do typically use that for video editing when I use it on the Surface. Very rare do I. But also, the nice thing about this guy is you do have up to 3 pairs that you can do through Bluetooth. As you can see, my Surface is number 2. I believe my phone's number 1 because we were trying to see if it would work for Android phones, and it does. Also, if you do not support Bluetooth, let me grab it here real quick. It does actually have a little receiver here, so it makes life really simple and easy. You just plug it right in, download the little unifying software that Logitech has, allows you to work with the mouse, so if you want to make scrolls faster, also work with the battery life and things like that, so you can get the greatest battery life on this. I've owned this one for, I want to say, a little over a year now, and I have only charged this like 2 or 3 times. It's been a really great mouse. I really like it. It's one of the nicer ones that I do have. Also, you know, they modeled the mouse just like how they model cars. So they actually got some clay and actually modeled it after everything. And as you guys know, I have small hands, and it actually fits really nice in my hand when I actually use the palm grip. So that's one of the mice that I do enjoy. Now, this is for a lot of the Xbox guys or just the gamers in general, and also the guys who want to do, if I can use my words, slideshow presentations and things like that. It's the Microsoft wireless adapter. Now, there is a lot of headaches and issues that were along with this guy originally, but Microsoft has really pounded out the firmware and has fixed a lot of problems with this guy. Primarily, there was a lot of input lag, a lot of latency, and a lot of just headaches that people just didn't want to deal with. But the nice thing about it is that you can put this in your TV or computer monitor or anything that you want. Power it with the USB off the monitor, off the TV, or off a little wall adapter if you would like. Now, once again, this isn't extremely long, but it works really well for at least powering something if your HDMI ports are way low and your USB ports a little bit higher than them, or the other way around. That's not an issue. Now, big thing is with this guy, you do need to download the wireless display app that Microsoft makes, and this allows it so you can get most recent firmware upgrades installed onto this guy. Also, it will allow you to play with the actual configuration of this guy, so you can drop it from 1080 to 720 or anything along those lines. So that does help out a lot. But I will link this in the description below also where I got it and how you can and how much that these guys do cost. I believe I got this from Microsoft directly. Besides that, the Bluetooth speakers that I typically use, and these are headphones with microphone in them, so if I do any basic web chats and things like that with friends and family, I have the ability of doing that. It's the Jaybirds. They work extremely well. They sound great. They are sweat and water resistant, so does assist in a lot of that also. But besides all of that, you do get your volume controls and also your power. Now, the big thing is that just so you do know, you do not have the ability of changing music or doing anything along those lines right off the little handset here. It's kind of upsetting. I thought you were able to. Of course, after purchasing them, you cannot do that. Also, you get 3 of these tips. Nice thing is that they will come in small, medium, and large, and I have very small ears, so these fit perfectly in there. I actually have worked out with these multiple times. Never had an issue with working out in these guys at all. But these are the ones I do recommend. I actually got these for my work. I remember that one. I want to say I think these retail for like 150, 160. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. Now, the case, it's made by Moko, I should say. Uh, I did lose the little rubber band that's supposed to go around this guy to hold the portfolio closed. But the nice thing about it is, I got this on Amazon for like 10 or 12 bucks. It's really cheap, nothing expensive. You get all the cutouts, also you get the vent cutouts, and also, if I can actually open it again, you can use the kickstand that your Surface has all the way to that about 150, 160 degree angle that you can use. Also, the nice thing is that if you do keep the keyboard, it has enough space that you can actually leave the keyboard on and still keep it closed. And that's what that rubber band was there for. Now, of course, I did lose that. Now, this is the faux leather type stuff, so it's not like the real genuine leather. They do have models that are like that, but of course, they cost like $20, $30, and I was like, I just need a case for like 10 or 12 bucks. But these are the Surface accessories that I do recommend. Oop, almost lost this little adapter there. That's not good. But these are the Surface adapters or accessories that I do recommend for everybody. I'm going to be throwing all the links down in the description below, so it does help you guys out and let you guys know exactly what everything costs and things like that. But you guys have a great one.